I feel like I owe you an explanation. It's not clean. What do you call it? Oh, that is beyond satisfied. Wow. Welcome back to the channel. I know it has been entirely too long. Like, it has been so long and I missed you guys so much. I feel like I owe you an explanation, but at the same time I feel like maybe you would kind of just prefer to hop right into today's little mini project. So I'm just gonna leave it at the end of last year, I reached kind of a breaking point mentally, and you may have seen it kind of decline through last year in my videos. Like, ever since March, I thought I had like a bad case of burnout. It was not burnout because it kind of just continued throughout the whole year. And so by the end of last year, I was like, this cannot continue any longer. Gotta make a change. So I went into the new year and kind of just fully gave myself like a little shake up of routine. I got a part-time job and I love it. Like, it is right up my alley. It is for a custom builder, which is super, super cool. I'm back in the design world. It's part-time, so I still have time to work on my own projects, which is, I mean, it's perfect. So I did that, and that has been incredible because it gets me out of the house, and like, I cannot tell you how good that change felt. I also made some changes to like my daily routine and my health. Full disclosure, we're still working on it. Like, we are not all together yet, but hopefully you can tell in general, like, because I can feel it. In general, my energy, far better. Like, it is night and day. So I've missed you guys so much. I'm so excited to be back. Also, at the end of last year, I felt incredibly overwhelmed to the point I didn't even put up all the Christmas decor because I was like, I do not want to look at all that. I went on like a major like decluttering rampage, and we have just scratched the surface of it. Like, we're not even close to finishing decluttering. We are still definitely working on that. But this year, at least for the first part of this year, we're going to focus, instead of on like makeovers, we're going to focus on decluttering and organizing projects. And we are also, and I would love to invite you to join me in this, and that is, we are also going to stop expecting ourselves to do humongous projects. We have a lot going on, okay? We cannot keep up that pace, and small progress is better than no progress. So we are going to do small and doable little projects and make awesome little progress in our houses. And yeah, that's the vibe that we're bringing into this year. So today we are in the kitchen because we are going to start in here, because I figured the kitchen is a very easy place to start because there's not really a lot of sentimental stuff in a kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to come across a family heirloom in here. So I figured that it was a very approachable place to start. And specifically, we're going to break it down even further. We're not even going to do the whole kitchen. We are just going to do the kitchen drawers. And so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be easy. I think we're going to get a lot of satisfaction from some organized drawers. And yeah, and I would love to invite you to give yourself permission to do a small little project that makes you happy today. Okay, let's get started. My kitchen's a disaster zone. It's not clean. I do not care that you see it. Like, but just know it's dirty, and I know that. I have a total of 4 beautiful drawers in this kitchen. 4. There is 0 on this side. And one of them over here on the end is actually our utility junk drawer. So like, that's like our home's utility drawer. I don't like to call it a junk drawer because I organized it a couple years ago, and I actually have a video, I'll leave it linked for you, where I organized that for like 10 bucks. And it has stayed organized. Like, we use that all the time, and it has stayed organized, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. So we're very happy with that. And until I get a piece of furniture in the living room where I would want to move that drawer, it's going to stay here in the kitchen. So we're working with 3 drawers today. I told you, we're doing easy and approachable projects. Okay, so we got 3 drawers. We have silverware drawer. We have our mess of like kitchen utensils, and we have our like pot holders, which, can you tell I need new pot holders, and towels, and aluminum foil, and all that jazz. I think that we just start by taking everything out of all three, clean them out really good, see what we have, and then we'll start putting stuff back in. And I cannot wait for this part. I cannot wait. So let's do this. So, pulled all of this out. It's really not that much stuff. And like I said, we use all this, so it really should not be that hard to go through. The drawers definitely need a really good cleaning, but they're not as bad as I thought they would be. But yeah, we're gonna clean them down very, very well. And then, I guess just go through the rest of this stuff. So far, there's one thing that I found that's definitely going. These are some straws, but I'm not gonna show you the rest of them because they're not PG, and let me just leave it at that. They're from some past bachelorette parties. I don't know why I still have them. Yeah, I did not realize I still had them. I don't foresee myself needing to go to any more bachelorette parties anytime soon. So, yeah, we'll just get rid of those and we'll start cleaning up these drawers. The drawers all cleaned out. They're actually in much better shape than I thought they were. For some reason, we've always had like these liners in it, and I just assumed that the bottom of the drawers would be like very gross, is why we put them in there to start with, but they're really not. And I think especially once we get these organizers in there, like, it's gonna be totally fine. So I think because I'm like very sure that we're keeping about 95% of this, like, I can just look at it and tell you we use like 95% of this on a daily basis. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and start organizing the drawers, and then whatever doesn't have room or like doesn't make the cut, that will kind of show us what maybe needs to go, and I think it'll be easier that way. So on top of organizing these three drawers, like doing a reorganize, I actually have a goal to combine the two previous utensil drawers into one single utensil drawer, because I have something planned for the third empty drawer. I can't wait to show you. So it's gonna be a surprise. But in order to make that happen, with us having such a small kitchen, I actually found this on Amazon. So it stacks all your utensils up on top of each other instead of having them take up an entire drawer on their own. And I was like, that's gonna be invaluable in a kitchen this small. So that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I found this on Amazon when I was planning this, but then me and my mom went to Old Time Pottery and I found it for cheaper than what was on Amazon, and it wasn't even like it was expensive on Amazon. So full disclosure, this specific one I got from Old Time Pottery. There is an almost identical one on Amazon that I will link for you, and then everything else that I got is from Amazon. So let's start building up our utensil drawer and see where we land. Okay, this feels really good. I've been so excited to do this, especially with this utensil drawer for so long. You have no idea. And I really, really love the way it looks. I think it's going to work really well for us. This drawer is not perfect. It's basically exactly how I had it, just moved down a couple of drawers. But I think it'll work for us for now. Long term, once I'm able to move the junk drawer to the living room, I would love to separate these two drawers out and make one for like reusable wrappings and things like that, and then just have a dedicated towel drawer, or potentially getting some kind of storage for underneath the sink and having my towels down there. But for now, this will work. And so I'm not mad about it. I know for a fact that this will work just fine because this is exactly how I've had it over there, and it's been totally functional for us. So this one is done, and I love this one. This one makes me so happy to look at. Like, so happy to look at. Now, I will say there are a couple of organizers that I would want to get. So, for example, this box comes in a shorter size that I would love in here to kind of like hold these like awkward things, just to like organize it more. Is it necessary? No, but I think it'd look nice. And also get another one of these to hold my straws versus the little tray that I have them in now. But functionality wise, this is going to work just fine. This is actually all that I wound up having in my donate pile. Now, there were a few other things that I rehomed, like they either went into the pantry or they went into a cabinet, but those were very few and far between. This is all that's left, and it's basically just the trays, and then like these were the covers for our knives, which now we don't need. I have no idea what these things are. We have never once used them. I found a second can opener, which is hysterical to me because there was a time, like I specifically remember, like, we don't have a can opener, I need one, and I went out and bought one. So I don't know where the second one came from, so that's interesting. And then just like straws and things that I don't use because I swapped over to glass. And then basically just these liners and stuff. So very few things are getting donated. Like I said, like there was very little to declutter, which is why this is such a great like approachable project. But here's the part that I've been like beyond excited for. So now have a completely empty drawer. We were able to get everything inside the other drawers, and we have a completely empty drawer. So you might be wondering what we're going to do with it, and I'm going to tell you. This is our spice cabinet. It is currently next to the stove. And I get so irritated because this stuff literally just falls on top of me every time I try to get in here. It's obviously not organized. Yeah, I very much don't like this being here. Now, I actually rehomed some of the stuff that's up there, so this is all just spices because you may have guessed by now, but I want to make a spice drawer. I want to take all of this and make a spice drawer, like the pretty matching Pinterest-worthy kind. And this was actually inspired by the fact that I've been thinking lately, obviously this is going to be like way far in the future, like I really don't want you to get your hopes up too soon, but I've been looking at our kitchen as a whole lately and just thinking about how I would want to design it. And as you can see, in addition to only having the 4 drawers, this entire wall over here has the one cabinet, unless you count these two, which I don't, because we don't keep anything up here. I think all that's up here is old egg cartons from where we had a bunch of chickens. So we literally have never really used that cabinet. This one has only been for spices, and there's nothing up here other than hiding this ugly light. And as much as I think the little scallops are cute, I could live without them, if that makes sense. So I've been thinking, what would it be like if we could live without this cabinet and we remove all of this? And then instead build a custom hood and tile this entire wall, even around the door. Obviously, this is very, 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 very much way future. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it. And it feels a little crazy to literally, when this is such a tiny kitchen and we only have 4 drawers, to even entertain the idea of taking down these cabinets. But I think we can do it. Like, they're not super useful to us. The spice one is the most useful. So my idea is, if I can prove that we can live with it in this drawer, if I can prove that this is going to just stay an empty cabinet and that we don't need it, we may be able to actually consider doing this big makeover. So anyway, that's the goal. But for today, like I said, we're just going to deal with the spice drawer, and we're just going to empty this and start the trial run of living without using this cabinet. So anyway, let me show you what I got in order to make my spice drawer dreams come true. So I ordered these off of Amazon. It was just a whole kit. It basically came with 3 of these shelves and then a 4th little prop. And it came with the little Velcro pieces. And I kind of did that off camera just because it's kind of boring to do. But essentially, you just put the little Velcro pieces on, or don't if you don't want to. But I knew the sliding around would annoy me. And you just stack them and attach them like so. Which I think is pretty cool because then you can kind of adjust it or move it. It's not like one big bulky piece, you know? So anyway, now I've got all my little pieces attached. So this just sits inside the drawer. The little kit that I got came with 24 spice bottles. They came with the little tops where I can either pour or sprinkle. What do you call it? And they all pop on, and then the little bamboo screw lids. They also came with the labels, which I love the look of these. And then they also came with the round ones that fit perfectly on the tops there. Like if you have a really deep drawer, you could do it that way, where you could just sit them in there. I'm probably not going to bother with it because I know I want mine like facing me. We're just going to do the ones on the side. Oh, and it also came with a funnel that actually folds up. So that's really handy. We can continue to use that to refill. And it's like a good sized funnel. It's not no baby one. So this should make it pretty easy. You know, things are always more difficult than they seem. So my biggest fear, to be quite truthful with you, is that once they're all lined up in my drawer, if I do not get these labels on, where they are the same on every bottle, or they are not straight, it is going to drive me up the wall. So I think my plan is I'm going to start with like salt or something. I'm going to put it on, and however it winds up on this one, I'm going to put it on however I like the look of it. And then I think I'm going to make myself a template. So I'll line up like wherever the bottom of that label is. And when I hold this up to the light, I know you can't see, but like there's light behind me, I'll be able to see the shadow of it. And I'm going to make a mark. And then that way they're all lined up on all of them. At least that's my plan. So we'll see how well that works out. I can tell this is going to make me crazy. What do we think? Is that close enough? I'm not even holding them straight, but I think that's close enough. Oh, that is beyond satisfied. Okay, let's do the rest of them. Okay, I got all of them that I'm going to use. I had 2 left over, but I think one of them I'm going to use because I have 2 different kinds of cinnamon. So I'm probably just going to put my favorite kind of cinnamon in one of them and just not label it. and then have like the normal cinnamon and the cinnamon one. So that was nerve-wracking, but surprisingly went a lot faster than you might think. And I think the best part is I have a ton of labels left, and I could easily order another set if I needed to, but I have 2 left, so I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, I think I got them pretty even. Like, I think I can live with that. So now we get to fill them. It is much, much later. My camera died, and I didn't want to do this without you. But I have all of my seasonings. I had basically 1 bottle left over from the 24 pack. And then I didn't label this one because it's just a second kind of cinnamon. It's got a little bit more of like a spice to it than Josh likes, so we've got 2 different kinds of cinnamon. But I've got all of my jars here. They're very pretty. And I thought that this part was going to be a lot more tedious, but it really wasn't that bad. And honestly, filling them was a lot more tedious than putting on the stickers. Only because you had to wash out the funnel and then wait for it to dry, or like dry it. Anyway, let's finally put together my dream Pinterest spice drawer. I know that this project is so tiny in the scheme of things, but it has made such a big change for like me. It just feels really good. It feels put together. It feels organized, and I'm telling you, do not underestimate the power of teeny, approachable projects, because progress is still progress, even if it's small. So let this be your side to pick a small, itty bitty little project to do and knock it out, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it so much. And if you've decided that you want your next little project to be your kitchen drawers, like what I just did, I'll definitely leave everything that I use linked for you, because I'm very, very impressed with the quality. And 2, that stacked utensil organizer is a game changer, especially if you have a small kitchen like what I do. Huge difference. I mean, the fact I was able to take 2 drawers and make it 1, that's massive when you have a small kitchen. If you have one, you know what I'm talking about. So I'll definitely leave that link for you, along with all the spice rack stuff, with the knife organizer and everything else. I'll leave it all linked for you, so that way you can go have fun organizing your kitchen drawers, hopefully very soon, because I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also thank you for continuing to watch the channel even when I was on a break. I can see that y'all have still been watching, still supporting, and like, I cannot tell you or express enough how much that means to me, and like how grateful I am that y'all were still supporting the channel even though I was not putting up new content. So just thank you so much. Like, y'all are my people. I love you, and I missed you so much, and I'm hoping to put up more videos, definitely more frequently now that the new year is, like, now that I'm kind of in a new rhythm with my new routine. Hopefully there will be many more to come, but you can expect a lot more smaller doable projects in your feed. Also, one more thing before we go. This is very random, but I've been thinking a lot about the vlog channel. If you didn't know, I have a second vlog channel, and I use it as a way to be able to post more content, but without having like a complete project finished, like from start to finish. And I'm just curious your thoughts on it. I don't know if I have the capacity to keep up both channels, so I'm curious if you would like to see vlog content on this channel, or if you're just okay with just projects whenever they come, and you want me to keep vlog stuff over there. Just let me know your thoughts. I'm just kind of thinking on it. I don't really know where it's going, so I would love to hear from you because you're my people, and I'm so grateful for you, and I really hope that you enjoyed this organization video and are excited for more decluttering and more organization to come, because that is the vibe for this year. And I will see you so soon next time. Bye.